And we should be live. Hello, audience.
That was terrible timing. I was just swallowing water right when you said that, like
That's
right
okay.
next to the mic.
And it didn't come off. It didn't sound crazy or anything. It sounded
Well, then I
totally
brought it
fine.
up for nothing.
And we should be live. There we are. We are live and hearable. And you brought it up for nothing, and it's okay. Because sometimes we do that in life. Sometimes we think we did something wrong or did something weird, and then we think everybody noticed it. And instead of just playing it off, we acknowledge it verbally and actually realize that we brought everybody's attention to it. And that causes us to have a lot of complex thoughts about our own position in our social circle, you know.
It's the best cover for a swallowing in the front of the mic I've ever heard.
I think that there's sometimes we swallow in front of the mic, sometimes the mic swallows us.
Okay, that one I like.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like that one.
That one's got that has like a kuncan dastner feel to it, just like a little, like
weird
a meta commentary on the health of the occupation and the social media, you see what I mean? I feel like that's
no, I don't know what Kunkan Dastner vibes are. I don't watch him.
Oh, that's interesting. I think you would like his content, actually. He seems like, I mean, I don't know, you come off as the kind of guy who would just be into that kind of thing, and it just, I don't know if you would, I feel like he would be. He has got some solid commentary, some really nice things to say, some really I would say that he has some really nuanced and thoughtful takes with a very sort of respectful and charming disposition, good sense of humor, but not overbearing, and covers topics that I think a lot of people care about, like the secret war for attention spans, which I got through watching just recently, and recently the Creator Clash 2. A lot of people care about that. So if you don't watch Kuncan, I mean, that would seem to be like you're in the minority at this point.
You flatter me.
It's my job. It's my job. Hello to everyone. Freddie called you, I think, Kyunkin, which is fine. That's totally fine.
Kyunkin?
That makes it feel like more Irish to me.
Horse, me Kyunkin. Nah.
Yeah, we almost got there. I
forgot we're live.
We are live, and we are here to solve everybody's issues, as the title says. If you have an issue in your life, bring it forth, and we will fix it. That's actually what we're figuring to do that. But first, we're going to start with a bit of a Q&A session to sort of get a vibe for, give you guys an understanding of sort of what our background in fixing issues.
Exactly. You don't know who we are. You don't know how to trust us.
Exactly.
You got to win that trust first.
Have to earn it. So speaking of earning trust, my first question is, if you had it your way, like without if the conditions of your life were in a way that you would have preferred them to be other than what they are now, let's say, would you want to be a YouTuber, or do you just kind of have to be one?
I think I would not be a YouTuber, but I would still post YouTube videos. I think there's a pretty stark difference between, the subtle like and subscribe and like checking the analytics and trying to grow as a brand versus sharing something and then never checking in with it again. I've always told myself, like, when I'm like 40 and like I shouldn't be weighing in on like commentary of like what's happening, I'll just like post videos of me in the forest, just like weird. I'll go straight to old man YouTube account, just like parade floats, like with a shaky iPhone.
I think ironically, those would, like, especially the forest ones, would probably get like 5 million views. Those would be the ones that you're like, damn, I should have monetized. But I think that that's a good answer. I think a lot of us who are doing the YouTube thing, we're kind of doing it because, I mean, the thing is, like, nobody ever is really doing their dream job, right?
Right.
Dream jobs are kind of a construct. We're all just kind of trying to address our lives in the way that seems to work the best for what we got going on. And some of us like to sort of write and talk about things that we're interested in, and we need
Mhm.
money. And so YouTube seems like a decent way to combine both of those desires. But of
Mhm.
course, it also has its fallbacks that would have been would make it uh, helpful to not have to rely on as much as sometimes we feel we have to.
The
Um,
amount of YouTubers who complain about YouTube gave me a pretty good sign that like this was going to be a mixed bag.
yeah, yeah. But then if you look at any career path, I feel like you see that as well. Like I started my sort of working life. Well, I started my working life serving ice cream. But like I started my career path sort of being a journalist, a freelance journalist, and I thought I was like the shit. Like I was getting things going. I had like a good start to my career. And early on, I just hear people talking about how fucked the industry was and how much they hated certain aspects of the job. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll make it work. I'll be the one. And then it didn't really work out that way. And I realized I wanted to do something else instead. But that kind of seems to have, I don't know if there's any career path where people look at it and like you ask people about it and they're like, nah. Like there's nobody in there that's just like no regrets. Everything is perfect.
Right,
You
right.
know. Second question.
Hmm.
If you had to be the ambassador for a brand, and I'm talking more than like YouTube integrations. I'm talking like commercials, jingles, holding the shit up like this, okay? Like full on like I am the face of this brand. Which would it be?
Is there any restrictions to which brand
It's
or
anything that you want. The thing that means the most to you. That you would feel most comfortable being like, I am the face of progressive health insurance or
I
whatever.
want to be I want to be sponsored by Lego. I
Lego.
want to be I want to just like this video is brought to you by Lego and then 8 hours of me just slowly constructing something.
Wouldn't that?
Dream job.
Wait a minute. There is a dream job. No, there is one. We found it. I was gonna say
It's
like fucking like cinnamon toast crunch or some shit, but that was probably better. I don't know.
ooh, that's good. In the commercials, you could be fighting off the old mascots. It'd be good.
Just like, no, I'm here. I'm better. I make YouTube videos. Leave me alone. What are the other mascots for? Oh, like cereal mascots or for cinnamon toast crunch specifically?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, don't they have like, aren't the Cinnamon Toast Crunch pieces themselves like eating each other?
Wow, I didn't know.
Am I crazy?
I don't think
I
I've ever
think
seen those.
that's the whole bit of their commercials that they're so good that they're just eating themselves. I could be making that whole thing up though, because you're calling it into question. I don't know.
Yeah, once you question Kunkin on anything, he just starts to unravel a little
Just
bit.
starts folding like a lawn chair.
You
Yeah.
just see. I've never seen so many tears and sweat drops fall at the same
Like
time.
or not, or not.
Guys. Let's take a time out here. Um, third question. Um, if there was, if you saw yourself like next year, like just in your head, like what would the big leap as a YouTuber look like for you that you would want to make if you were like, if things like went well and you would like what's the goal? What's the my next level Kunkin?
Man, I don't know if it would be a visual thing. I think I think right now I'm not going to say this is a good strategy, but my strategy going into anything is just do a day's worth of research, right? Like absorb it into your brain,
Hmm.
think about it, apply your basic logic, and then you just go into the production phase and it's about make. It's like I know what I want to say, and now I need to accurately make sure that I'm saying it.
Hmm.
And I think the work and pressure I put into that It's a little much.
Mm.
I've definitely had like little burnout vacations. I don't know what you'd call them, but like for like 3 days at a time, I'd be like, I can't do this. And then on the fourth day, it's like, I just thought of the best joke. And then I'm back at it.
Yeah.
And I think in a year, I would just want to be more comfortable going into something new without feeling like I'm starting over with every new video.
That is a very, yeah, I think that's very relatable for me too. I think one of the things that I'm in one of those little burnout breaks, but also sort of a busy with other things type of break. Um,
Love those. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like life. Wow. There's other things to do. I can't believe it.
Not so much downtime in life, turns out. Yeah.
No, a lot of uptime. Everybody's always up, never down. Um, I say that after having played video games like all day today. Like I needed this, but I had it.
Right.
Um, yeah, it's that thing of like I want to be able to like each week have something a bit different to say and look at. There's all these things that fascinate me, but it's never as easy as just being like, all right, shit, let me Google these keywords and then I'll find the thing and then I got it. And then I'll read this
Right.
article. It's going to be 3 pages, so not too long, but not too short. You know what I mean? It's always like I got to read through
Exactly.
7 books to find the thing that I was thinking I wanted to say, um, which makes it
Yeah.
impossible. And then you have to like spend the whole process kind of like figuring out what is it that I can say. Like what's how far can I go? Because there's other things I want to say that I don't think I can say, that I don't think there's makes sense for me to say right here, and it's a challenge. Which the challenge in and of itself can be fun and fulfilling
Hmm.
because it's dealing with your own your own imperfections and your own like way, like your own path. So
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't ultimately want to replace that, but I'm also in the process of right now contemplating like, okay, like maybe I'm gonna like branch out a little bit more and like try to go a bit of a different process so that I can like tackle things in a bit more of an in-depth way, or just things that are a little bit more out of the way. But at the same
Mm.
time, I want to put out a video every week because I need that sweet, sweet AdSense money. So
That one video a week is like the one hint we have on the algorithm that we know is true. And it's like just so hard.
it's just incredibly difficult to make a good video every week.
A good video that you're proud of every week.
Because
Like
I don't know how many times I could say like capitalism's bad, man. Like I don't know how many ways I could word it.
I keep
It-
saying in my videos, like, I'm sorry. Like
It's sorry, I'm
capitalism.
sorry, as I got. I did the
Yeah.
same. I do the same thing. No, I'm good. No, fourth question. Fourth question. Fourth question. I think this is the silly one, right? I don't want to give the game away too much, but what is the dumbest thing that you get insecure about right when you're recording a video? Like every time without fail, just like I'm this for me, like my hair, like
I think I'm gonna say hair.
it's the hair.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you can never get your hair exactly the way you want it to be. Like I
Right.
touched my hair so many times in the stream already. I just
I think I have too. Yeah.
I've seen you touch it a couple times as well. I mean, I might have spread it. It might have been a bit of a contagious situation, but
Mm. Right. You see someone touching their hair and you're like, wait, does my hair
does
look
my hair look
like
bad? Shit. Fuck, I
let me
have hair too.
I know, like if I don't like dry my hair normally, it like puffs out like a mushroom, which I can't look like that. So I have to like keep the sides down, have them going forward. But I have this little patch that's like lighter brown than the rest. So in certain
Mm.
angles, it looks like there's no hair, and I have to like just balance. And it like I think what I'm really worried about is editing myself for like 4 days, staring at that
Yeah,
imperfection and being like, mm.
that's where I was
So
genius enough to have an editor because it's like, nah, like I
smart.
record stuff and then I commission my bestie and I'm like, this is your problem now.
Right. Don't
Whatever
send me any pictures. Just
whatever
do
I
it.
got going on, Sorry, it happened. And then sometimes she'll find a way to make it like appear in the video to mock me a little bit, just like to hit me with a little
But
like,
that helps, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it's funny.
you joke about it.
Yeah, and it's funny when you see somebody else like through somebody else's purview rather than like your own.
Mhm.
It's really hard to do things by yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Why do
I
you do
was
things
just
by
thinking,
yourself, Duncan?
well, I started it in a room alone, and it'd be weird to like just bring on a co-host, you know?
Well,
Um,
I mean, yes, but like, do you ever think like I need more help?
all the time,
Okay.
really. But I get help from like friends and family members when I bounce ideas off of them. So I
Mm,
get intellectual like
mm,
feedback.
okay.
Um, but I have this really annoying bug in my brain that will not let anyone else edit my videos because I'm so scared that it's not going to be exactly how I want it to look.
Mm,
Like I'm so I'm so delicate about getting my message across that I would hate for some poor person I hire to edit my work to like miss one thing and then I'm like the video's ruined and just like
yes.
completely over dramatize. But like, man, it's the editing that's time consuming. And like you're just unshowered, hunched over your computer, and it's like, oh, 2 days have passed. It's not a healthy way to live, but like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, I am already unhealthy enough. I can't take this. I also just hate editing, and so it was the easier decision for me. Um, and
mhm.
also I just was really lucky, just very lucky person. But I just like it's just not something. I just genuinely don't think it's a thing that you should like unless you're like one of those people that's like really likes editing, is good at editing, like
Mhm.
which you are good at editing, but like
Thank
if
you.
you're one of those people that's like I have a passion for editing and I really want to like sort of be creative about it, like that's part of the fun for you, then that's one thing. But if you're a commentary YouTuber, like just get a job, right? Sorry. Just get it first.
Get a
Just
job.
get a real job. Grow
What are you,
up.
my dad? Come
You
on.
get a real. You're a comment. You're a what? You're a commentary YouTube. Starbucks is
What? What?
hiring.
What?
What are
The economy's
you?
good right now. Get
You
out
got a
there.
bachelor's degree. You got a bachelor's degree in what? In English literature? Go be a
Oh no,
teacher.
I went to film school,
Oh,
so this was the only option for
Oh,
me.
see that you're a filmmaker. That's very. You always have to.
Ooh,
That's the thing. I love the repackage. I love the like the intellectual repackaging, like relabeling of what you do to other people, depending on who they are. It's like if I'm
yes.
talking to a 60-year-old, I'm like I'm a journalist. I'm a video journalist. I make videos on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Hmm.
Yeah. I report on stuff.
Yeah. I'm a narrative-based video editor. Yes. Just,
Yeah,
don't look me up or anything.
I'm a storyteller.
Yeah. I get paid to tell
Tell
stories.
stories. What a beautiful
Go,
job I have.
it's a full opposite direction.
This is the worst. Those are the worst people in the world.
I'm a poet with a camera, you know?
I'm an artist with a script. I get to be
Then I
Scorsese and De Niro every time I turn this thing on.
Scorsese and De
I get to be
Niro.
Scorsese and De Niro. I'm Lin-Manuel Miranda of the YouTube commentary space.
Say what you will. I wouldn't say that if I were you, but
Say what you will, but not that.
well, for you, do you prefer the planning or the production? Like, do you enjoy thinking up of what you're going to say versus actually sitting down in front of the stupid ass camera and making sure you look good and you say things right? And sorry, I'm leading the question.
Yeah, well, I got that. I mean, I prefer the money. Um, but if I were to prefer like one of those two options, I guess I would say like I think it's honestly the production because it just depends. Like I am one of those people that like scripting is kind of like easy, but it's not easy to do like in a way at a level that I want it to be at, and I kind of
Mm,
just give up on trying because it's like if I'm gonna do video a week, for instance, I'm just trying to be efficient, have a nice simple script, right? And then when
right.
I go in front of the camera, that's when I get a chance to really like express the thing, and like sort of do this dance of performance of like, okay, I have the script in. So it's kind of like the script is kind of like automatic a little bit, where it's like I know how to
Hmm.
do this in my sleep, so I'm going to do
Right.
this like there's no if I try to like make a really good script, which I'm gonna like work at a little bit more to like really try to script things a little bit more, um, in terms of my writing or whatever, then that would be the part. But honestly, my favorite part is the collaborative part. It's the part when Deny sends a draft back to me, and I see the draft, and I'm like, oh shit, it's a thing. Like that's always the thing that I enjoy. I don't think I can enjoy anything creatively unless I have a collaborative partner.
That's
Um,
so interesting because the most fun I ever have while editing is when like I'm with someone else or it's a collab or like I'm bouncing off of someone because to me that's just it's weird when I'm like editing myself because it's kind
mhm.
of like he's talking to me and I'm like shut up, I know. But but you're reliving a bit every time like your friends are joking around and you're editing it. And I've had the most fun editing other people with me.
It's so much. It is just so much fun to be with people.
That is one way to rephrase that. Yeah.
I'm just so lonely. But it's also like you just when you see it's like the gaze thing or whatever. But like you see another person like you see how another person sees you, and then another person sees how you see them. Like it's just so much easier to work with that. Like creatively, it's so much easier to work with. Like oh wow, I'm receiving this person now. I'm gonna tinker with them. There's no self consciousness, so it's just all like
Hmm.
I'm intaking something that's like new and then like experimenting with it. It's like I found a sound or something, and then vice versa. Like once I do my part and then somebody tinkers with it, it's like now I'm watching somebody else's work, and then it's me. Like it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But if it's
Hmm.
just all me, like by the end of that process, like I could do it like once. Like the Encanto video that we did, that was one of the early videos on this channel that I edited. Um, and it was like, oh, this is cool. But it's like once a year, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. One and done though. Like,
yeah, I'm a very one and done person. You know, I'm not very committal. I don't like to do the same thing over and over again.
yeah.
I hate consistency. It's boring. And the more boring that something is, the harder it is to do, and the more depressed I get. So, if I try to edit a video every week, I would like hate that. But when I have like this thing where it's like, oh yeah, maybe I try. Ooh, what's this effect? You know, it's a different vibe.
I hear that. Yeah, I really do.
Um, Next question.
Yes.
¿Hablas español?
Un poco.
Oh, un poco.
No, I took very, very poor Spanish classes uh in high school. I
Okay.
can read it pretty well, but like if someone's talking to
Oh,
me in Spanish, I panic.
okay.
I'm like, I'm not getting anything.
You got other languages?
I'm currently learning Italian. I have a
Oh.
trip coming up and I want to be able to survive. So I'm trying to learn like
Oh.
basic Italian.
Okay. That's good. Well, Italian and Spanish also have a lot of similarities too. So
Mhm.
there's a little bit of an ability for you to like, you know, like you can pick some things up pretty easily at
Yeah,
first.
I can take like a pretty good guess at something and it'll be right.
Yeah. I mean, when you're forced to and you operate with confidence, like I don't think people understand the value of being irrationally confident. Like if I had like this the times when I do something and I'm like like the one video where it's like, ah, yeah, I'm about to kill this, and I just the whole
Yeah,
week I don't have a single doubt in my head. Like it might come out bad, it might come out good, but it comes
but
out
you won't
easy.
notice. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
It's so efficient. Like it just you get things done when you're confident. Part of the reason we get so frustrated and distracted is because we have these doubts, and then we just get like, well maybe, and then
Okay,
it's like, oh,
yeah.
this is too complicated, and I don't think I should, but then maybe I should, and it just becomes this weird. You just sound
Yeah.
like one of those dial-up computers. You just, you know.
Beep, beep,
Uh,
beep, beep, beep,
Meep,
beep.
meep, meep,
Yeah.
meep, meep. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. That's exactly
Hmm.
physically what happens to my voice. Next question. Um, how long do you think you'll be a YouTuber?
Hmm. Well, I did make that kind of half joke earlier when I said when I'm 40 and I can't comment on like internet drama. Um, but
You said you joke, but people do it.
people do it. I think it can be done, not in a creepy way. I think maybe I might. I always told myself that like if I didn't blow up on YouTube or if it didn't become a career and I always did something else, I would still post on YouTube. Like maybe it wasn't a job, but it would be like maybe every 3 weeks you make something, you put it out there. And
Mm.
I don't know. I unless I find like a genre change that like 40 to 70 like carries, then I don't know. I like what I'm doing now, but I think I can do it for only so long until it's like I gotta change things up. I gotta do something different. Am I old?
Inspired by Emma's apparent misread, which she has left in the chat, a follow-up question: how
Mhm.
long do you think you'll be alive?
That's different. That is a
It's a different
that is
question.
a different question.
It's a different question.
Well, jokey answer is I'm gonna live forever. Uh because I'm online and you'll always see me. Non-jokey answers like the amount of health problems I've got, like I probably give myself like solid 80s.
Okay.
Like if nothing else happens.
I mean, you said with all the health problems you had, and I was like, oh shit.
Well, it's not like immediate health problems. It's just like little things that add up. Like I have had a lot of doctors go like, "Oh," when they look at me, they can solve most of this.
I don't know if I like that. They just go,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, because the issue I have is some weird type of insomnia. I don't rest, so like I can sleep, but I don't feel anything. So I'm perpetually tired everywhere, every day. And almost every illness or symptom includes fatigue as like part of it. And so you can't really work
Yeah,
backwards.
yeah.
And so a lot of doctors are like, "How are you sleeping?" And I'm like, "Still bad." And they're like,
Oh.
"Cool."
They're like, your doctors are all just viscerally disgusted by you. That's wild.
Exactly. And then I'll see some article that's like, "Oh, did you know that people who don't sleep well tend to have a shorter lifespan?" And I'm like,
Yeah. Oh,
"What
did
if
you
you
know?
sleep but you don't feel it?"
Oh,
Like,
did you know you're a piece of shit? Like these kind of articles that pop up.
right, it's super tailored to me. Like, Duncan, you gotta check yourself.
Duncan, why? It's just like I don't think that's a good headline. I feel like that's too little words.
Yeah, it's too specific.
It's very
Yeah,
specific.
you're
Look about it.
alienating your non-Duncan
Yeah,
audience.
yeah. And what if another Duncan reads that? And it's not the Duncan you want to read that.
Freak that poor guy out.
Oop, my headphones came out. Oop. Okay, I'm back. Inspired by the chat again. What are your thoughts on existentialism? You ever get existentialist sometimes?
Hmm. Yeah, I think there's levels to it.
Oh
I
yeah, there's
think
levels to this shit.
not exactly what I meant, but yes. There's I think there's like a relevant existentialism where it's like about the world and like how we live and interact with things.
Hmm.
And then there's one where you pull back super far and it's more cosmic and
Mm-hmm.
existential.
Mm-hmm.
And I think uh, the short term existentialism is more relevant to us because it's closer, right? Like, oh, why do this if it makes us do this? But our innate want to do this, competes with this, versus none of it matters, right? Like, enjoy coming up with an answer, but like doesn't change anything.
Right. I think
And
yeah. There's
yeah,
I think that's an important distinction that you made. Because I think there's a lot of things that like you can kind of branch into. I mean, maybe not necessarily like existential, but like you can kind of consider existential when we talk about just like questioning our way of life in general. And I
right.
think one of the natural tendencies is to get existential when doing so, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, my tendency is to just be a bit more like materialist in my analysis. Like,
Right.
like who cares? Like I feel like we always like get into the very naturalist questions, like cosmic questions, like you say, or like cosmic existentialist ideas.
Right.
And it's like I'm not letting fucking y'all off the hook for not giving me healthcare. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
y'all are
We
not
kill
gonna.
these 8 billionaires and then everything gets better.
Well,
It's a little different from like,
kill
what
is
if a
a
black hole?
yeah. Kill is a word.
Are we live? Are we
Are we
live?
live? Are we big boobs? Anyway, so um uh yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like, oh, like motherfuckers are out here like, oh, it's just I don't know what's the meaning of life. And it's just like, shut up. You're just like your life sucks cuz they won't give you enough shit. Like people don't give you enough things. You should have more things, and then you wouldn't be asking these questions cuz you would just be able to go eat cookies and shit. Like, what's
Yeah.
the meaning of life? Who cares? Like, have you eaten an Oreo? Like, fucking
Yeah.
give up. Like, that's it. Like, what else do you need to
Just
know?
eat the Oreo slowly, feel all of it, and then
So,
it's over,
like an
right? And then
Italian tasting.
that's
It's
life.
like you just,
Oh,
oh, this is
I'm
a
getting
double stuff.
a hint of
Cream.
chocolate.
Is that chocolate that I'm
Yeah.
tasting? Yeah, it's an Oreo. You know?
Yeah, I think when people are like, "What's the meaning of life?" I feel like most of the time they're saying, "What's the meaning of my life?"
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah,
that's your like that's your issue. Don't throw that on me.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
it's just like, don't ask me shit.
yeah, I don't know. I think we put things through our own perspective subconsciously a lot, and it's kind of hard to be existential and like think of the broad spectrum of things without having a little bit of yourself in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it always emerges from our subjectivity or whatever. Like there, like,
It's ours. Yeah.
and our subjectivity, is constructed by the things that are around us.
Mm-hmm.
Like it starts with other people. They influence us, and then we have a subjectivity, and then we influence them, and then blah blah blah. Like it's come on, it's all very complicated. None of it makes sense. The problem
Yeah,
isn't.
what do you want me to do?
What do
Yeah.
you fuck?
Come
What the
on.
fuck are you asking me? Like I just get pissed at this point. It's like, oh, well, why even try? It's like, shut up.
You have to. Shut up.
Just do it. Just eat the Oreo. Like,
Have fun with it. God.
God, have fun. My next question.
Mm-hmm.
This will start as sort of a quote. Um, a famous Korean philosopher once said, "Don't forget that giving up decisively also counts as courage." I would like to ask for your response to this.
Interesting. Can you repeat it for me?
Yeah, sure. The quote is, "Don't forget that giving up decisively also counts as courage."
Giving up decisively. Well, I mean, he's right. Not kidding. I think there's a lot of truth in it, right? I think choosing not to continue with something or not to pursue a thought or action further. It's a decision, and all decisions require at least a little bit of courage behind them, or at least courage to like take that action. Giving up decision. That's a good quote. I
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like giving up is such a negative connotation
Mm-hmm.
because it's tied to abandoning something or like thinking it's not worth your time. But
Right.
I think giving up in terms of the preservation of your own sense of self, your happiness, like, can I tie it to me? I'm going to tie it to me because I'm me.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be like researching a story and then I'll think it's super interesting and I'll like start writing something and then I'll be like, I don't know if anyone else is going to enjoy this, or like I don't know if I would just like not have fun continuing this, or something, some reason. And then I would have the debate I've started and I don't want to start over. But
Mm.
like giving up this in order to feel better or to start over with more confidence. I don't know. I pass. I'm kidding.
That's an elaborate pass. Has there ever been a time where you've found like giving up on something to be like a very a happy experience, like a healing experience almost?
Yes. Yeah. Anyone ever had a breakup? It was like
Hey, I'll take a breakup for 500.
right, if
Hey.
you have to initiate that breakup, then you got to do something really hard because you know in the end it will be better for the both of you.
Mm.
I think in more
Sounds.
day-to-day things, it's more like, you know, do I go for a walk or watch another episode of this show I'm binging? And like very minor consequences to either, right? I go on a dumb walk and feel fine, or I watch the show and feel fine. But when other people are involved, I think
Mm.
there's just more to it.
Oh yeah. Do you think we sometimes attach ourselves too much to like the other people involved in our decisions in our life, and that kind of paralyzes us from doing the right thing either for ourselves or in general?
Are these targeted? How much research did you do on me?
Well, you're kuncan
I
dastner. We have to know.
I mean, God, from third grade, I've always been putting like other people ahead of myself,
Mm.
right? Like because someone will be going through something and I will immediately go like, "Oh, if I was going through something like that, I'd feel bad and I'd want help. This person can be helped by me."
Mm-hmm.
And that little math equation just happens and then I'm over trying to help them. And that does have its drawbacks because sometimes, you know, people will notice that you're a helper and they'll start making you help them more often and taking
Mm.
advantage of that kind of innate
Mm.
feeling of helping others. But I do think that like we're not supposed to do it on our own
Mm.
and it could be anything. I think this is a collaborative experience and helping people, whether it benefits you or not, should never be considered like a bad option.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a great many of my experiences with things that I was like, man, I can't give up on this. I have to keep going, even though it would have definitely been better for me, is
Mm,
because I was thinking of all the other people that I had thought of. Like, I need to make this impression upon these people. I need to not give up. I need to win, or I need them to like me, or I need them to not hate me, etc., etc.
right. Yeah.
And then you get older and then people start hating you anyway. It's like, shit, wait. But I did.
Right.
Oh, we got like a little connectivity issue. Give me a second. We're just gonna pause really briefly. Do. We're going red, red. Oh, when are we getting to orange? We're going red, red.
I'll go on airplane mode on my phone. Maybe that'll help.
I don't know if it will. Ooh, and we're okay-ish. We're okay-ish.
Hey, okay-ish.
Well, yeah, we're okay-ish. Welcome back to Okay-ish with Elliot and Kuncan. So yeah, like that's a great deal of like what causes our blockages, you know. And
Yeah.
then we don't even see what's in front of us because we're so caught in all these conditional things. What about this? What about that?
And I love how you said like once you grow up, you realize it because growing up could be like 10 years or like 10 minutes, right? If you exit a conversation and you're like, oh, like I was doing this, or like I probably was implying this when I said this. It's all relative, of course, because it's you. But I think when we are self reflective, it's not like we go, oh, that's interesting, and then like move on. I think we are preparing for the next time something like that happens, right?
Mm.
Like, hey, anyone ever had to stay in a breakup because you didn't know how to propose it? Ayo, that one's not as fun. Uh,
I
um,
guess I don't know.
'cause, like,
I'm not saying that. No, like I'm just.
when I was a lot younger, I right like I can never insult someone or like hurt their feelings.
Right.
And so when you're dating someone and you know you have to break up, it's like that's gonna hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Like you have to make that sacrifice for them, but also for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, they're gonna hate me. And it's like, yeah, like they will, and you'll be fine.
Mm.
And then same thing with like my therapist and I actually kind of came up with a pretty good metaphor. I was telling him I feel like if I was at the grocery store and I was like picking up the apples and looking them over, and like I drop one and it just kind of like breaks on the floor and everyone looks over at me, I would immediately like internalize this and go, everyone thinks I'm an idiot who can't hold apples at a
Yeah.
grocery store. They're going to go home and they're going to tell their families some guy dropped an apple at the grocery store. Right. And you just
Fucking
inflate.
loser. Yeah.
Right. Like, oh, he looked so dumb doing it too. Ah,
And he's got a YouTube channel. You should fucking dislike all of his videos.
unsubscribe. Exactly.
Cancel him.
And just the thing is like you were by the apples. So of course you ran the risk of dropping apples. No one's paying attention to you. They're worrying about dropping the oranges or like whatever they're doing. And
That's real.
it's all relative, but caring
Don't-
for others and not
don't-
giving up.
Yeah. Don't drop the apples. That's
Don't drop the apples.
that's the more.
And if you do, pick up a different one.
If you drop it, you're a loser.
Clean up the apple you dropped for sure. Because like
They make messes. You crush
on
the
you.
apple by dropping it on the floor, and it's causing a mess in the grocery store, and
right.
that just shows kind of a disregard for the value of food.
Oh, now you're throwing apples into different aisles? I don't know why you'd be doing that.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's melting down, isn't he?
Oh God! Oh God! He's crying on the apple. Why is he crying? Why is he holding an apple and crying?
He got onto the fruit stand where all the apples were and he's just curled into a ball.
Oh, this is horrible, but I can't look away. Oh God, he's peeing his pants. Oh my God, is that piss or is that apple juice?
Yeah, he's
Oh
peeing.
no, it's pee. It's pee. Wow. Should we call the police? I don't know how one would react in this situation.
Yeah, the metaphor kind of gets drawn out the more you the more you think it through.
Yeah. Well,
But
as all metaphors are,
Mhm.
most metaphors suck. So I think that one,
That's true.
was better. It was a good. It was a good
Metaphors
metaphor.
are like bees.
Speaking of bees,
I was gonna say some pollinate, some sting, or something stupid, but
some
yeah, go ahead.
pollinate and
Speak of
some sting. Hey yo, you know how it goes. Um, if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Ooh, I love this question because it's so much similar to the classic "What's your favorite animal?"
Mm-hmm.
But you have to actually think logistically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I think my favorite animal is a manta ray, like the sea pancakes that they look all majestic and stuff. But I wouldn't want to be one because I'd be like, it's just slow in the water and anything could take a bite out of me and I'm done. I think what I would want to be, I'd want to be, man, this is a silly question and it's the one I'm putting a little bit too much effort into.
That's the real thing about silly questions. They're not really
I'd
that
want to,
silly.
I'd want to be a giraffe.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, yeah, you got like spindly legs and you're kind of a target, but like you can kick real good. You can see
Mm.
real high. And they got horns on their head, but the head is so far up it doesn't matter. Why do giraffes have horns?
Do giraffes? Well, giraffes have horns?
Well, they have they look like antennae, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Like
those are like
satellite.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're just getting Wi-Fi. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're watching Friends.
They're just watching Friends and they're trying to get the satellite. Um, Giraffes are really funny to look at. Like
They are.
up front view. I think most animals, like when you see like a up front view of their face, like a portrait shot, they just look so funny. It's like
Right. You
damn,
take
like,
away all your opinions, all your like memories of the animal, and you're just like, oh.
it's like damn,
And it-
like this motherfucker's looking at me. Like they are posing
Right.
hard. You know. I wonder if there's a way I could change my background on Zoom to. Oh, I can. I can choose a virtual background. What if I added one? Yeah, 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 yeah,
This could go any way.
yeah. You see what I mean? Like
Yeah, look at the things.
those
Look
little.
at all of this.
It looks like hair there. It looks like little cute little like
Like inverse pigtails.
yeah. Yeah.
But like
Well, this should
that.
be you actually. You should be the one with the giraffe in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
You gotta fix
I'm
this.
not.
You gotta put the giraffe in the back because I'm not the giraffe. I was gonna pick a beluga
Right.
whale.
That's a good one.
I like
What's
belugas.
your reasoning?
Well, for one, they always look really happy. For instance, like I'll show you, like a beluga, a beluga, like just has this like naturally happy face. Just like you know, just like
Yeah,
yeah, you know,
permanent smile.
just
Look at
permanent smile, just like this is like a
that. Just
Sonic
like
the
a
Hedgehog.
squishy head. Right.
Just like that thing you do when you're like a 12-year-old kid and you like not 12-year-old, like probably like 8-year-old kid and you like solve a math problem in class. Like that's the permanent face that it has. Just
Like, yeah, I did that.
yeah, but it's like too wholesome to be like cocky. But
It's not
also,
smug or anything, but
it's-
it's like I'm proud of
I'm
myself.
proud of myself, and
I
I think
pulled
you
it
should
off.
be proud of me too.
Right.
I think we should all be confident.
Yeah, yeah. If we can all figure out our own type of confidence, then we're all
That's the
good.
subject of my next video. It's about confidence.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah, I got a lot of cool interviews on it. I have no idea how it's gonna come out. Well, you're gonna find out.
That's what it is with every video. It's like I got this cool idea. I hope it works.
I hope it works. Uh-oh. I hope, and it's like, oh, I hope it gets views.
Right.
I hope
Good.
people
It
see
works.
it.
Uh-oh.
It's like, oh my god, it's the best video I've ever made, and fuck. And YouTube is just the analytics app is just like the most rude, passive aggressive ass.
It's never helped.
Your video
me.
sucks.
It's been like, hey champ, how you doing?
Hey,
You're
champ.
not. This isn't looking too great, man.
You've made half the money you made last month. You're gonna
How
go
you
poor.
feeling? Right.
You're going to be homeless. Well, how does that
Yeah,
feel?
they scare you. They
They
scare you
really
with that.
scare you. Just like your audience doesn't care about you anymore.
Oh, are you not using YouTube Shorts? Oh boy, I'd start packing.
Did you know YouTube Shorts are monetized? It's just like every time it shows me, I'm like, I could start clipping my videos in ways. And
I could find a way to do like a quick, but like,
I gotta commission somebody. I gotta commission somebody.
yeah.
If whoever wants to be my YouTube short clip person in the chat, let me know.
Oh my God, I don't want to be like famous, or I don't want the $1 million, the gold plaque or whatever it is. But I want to get to a point where people make regular compilations of me. I think that's the dream. People taking clips of you from like your streams and videos and then putting them all together in like a best moments. I think those are funny as hell.
Yeah, like when you want your own industrial complex.
Well, again, that's not how I would say it, but I like to see it more as like a dedication.
When people they make their little channels and they're like, oh, best kuncan content.
It's just an empty channel. It's just never posted.
It's like
This
one
user
five
has
second
no
video.
God.
It's like L's, just all L's.
Oh, that's the best.
Nah, like yeah, like I would love that. I want to get in the live streaming thing. Like when I get 100,000 subscribers, when I get my kuncan dastner bag, I'm gonna start live streaming. I'm gonna start live streaming.
Kuncan
Letting
Dastner
people,
bag.
my little kuncan dastner moment. I'll live stream and I want people to be like, oh, look at this salacious clip of Elliot playing chess on his live stream. Wow, hilarity ensued when Elliot played chess on his live stream. How do I get rid of
I
this?
don't I don't know if you've ever done that for real, but don't, because everyone will have a better idea on how to win than you, and you'll feel awful.
Oh my god, I mean I've been through it already, so
Hmm.
it's one of those things that it's one of those things where I actually have like I've always liked chess, so it's like one of those things I can't really get rid of.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point where like I kind of hate like a lot of my audience. Like I kind of don't like them. A lot of y'all suck, to be honest. I just want to tell you, like some of y'all are just L's. You
The
know what I
ones
mean?
here,
Specifically, no, not everybody who's here. I like you guys, but the
just
people
start
who aren't
listing
here,
names.
some of you aren't. Yeah, yeah. I was gonna make a joke, but I don't even want certain people to think like I'm even
Yeah.
making jokes about them because I love them so much. But some of y'all, like, are you sure you like my videos? Like, I'm just like saying, like, you ever get those commenters on your channel? This is another question. Do you ever get some responses and commenters on your channel where you look at them and you're like, I think maybe I have to reevaluate what I'm saying in my video. Like, maybe I'm coming off the wrong way.
Yes, I have had moments where I read a comment where someone's like, "Yeah, you're right," and then they'll go on to say something that I don't agree with, and I have to be like, "Have I been connecting to a crowd I haven't been noticing?" Well, I think whatever it was, I talked about something business related, and then someone related it to like, "Oh yeah, women are ruining that business," and I was like, "Whoa,
You're like, whoa,
boy."
how did you know that was exactly how I felt?
I can't make a sequel. Dang.
Oh, jeez, you were on it already.
No, it's just, you don't choose your audience,
No.
right? Like, a video you make could blow up, and then people who are only interested in that topic will just flood to your channel. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. We talk about something different all the time. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like it's one of those things where sometimes people will be like, I had once a commenter that was like, I don't know, Elliot, this one kind of mid. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten those before as well. I would, if you have as well, you can feel free
the
to
whole
share.
like, I've liked your videos in the past, but
That's the one.
this one ain't it.
This
And
one ain't it. It's just like, as a person who's been watching your channel for a while now, I kind of felt disappointed by this one.
it's like they've been like tracking your status like on a report, and it's like, this
Yeah,
is the
B
one.
plus, A, A minus. And it's like it's great if like it's like okay, you have a good critique or whatever, but like A lot of them.
That's just it, because like community feedback is
That's
important, and
important.
you want to be participating, but some people are like, can you stop talking about like gender equality? And I'm like,
It's like, what are you doing? How
no.
did you get here? Do you know
You're
who I
right.
am?
Watch any other video and you'll kind of get it. But like,
You see what I mean? Well, what I hate is like the I'm using the word hate too much, but it's Aries season. You know, I just got like I got a lot of shit to get off my chest.
it's an apt word. Go for it.
What I hate is when people write these comments that look like they're saying something super like smart, and like they're not. Like they look like they really thought of something really smart to counter my video. Like there's this one person who was like, this video just like kind of it lacked the intellectual rigor of your previous videos. And I was like, you know, I got so mad because I was just like, you haven't said anything specific about like things I
Right.
got wrong in the video. Like you're just kind of talking about like you're just like, this sounded, you know, this one was too dumb. Like I was like, okay, just say like L video. You know what I mean? Like just
Exactly. I think like a year or two ago, I would respond to those kind of comments with like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Or like, "How so? Can you elaborate?" Or like, "Oh, thanks for bringing that up. What exactly?"
yeah.
And then no one would ever reply.
Sorry,
And
that I
it's like
paused
I'm
for a second because I just noticed somebody said that you do resemble a giraffe, kind of. So I wanted to point that out before you continued. This person's named Duck, so it's a duck. So
that
the
makes
duck
sense
probably
then.
knows
Yeah,
better than we do
that's
because
true.
animals like
When do ducks and giraffes interact?
when
Can we get a regional
do
map of
ducks and
ducks in the
giraffes
chat?
live together? Where do they live together? That's a good question. Do ducks live around giraffes? I mean, probably not. Um, but you never know. Like ducks, all animals know everything about all other animals. Is actually a fact. They all
Yeah, it's
know.
like the animal brain is just a hive mind.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Like there's,
platypus is like, I know what snakes are. Yeah.
yeah. You know, like the snakes are like, yeah. I got a lot of tier lists. I love doing tier lists of my favorite artists. You know, it's like a
Yeah,
lot.
like
It's a lot of hive mind.
yeah, that's what the whales are doing while slowly swimming, just being like lions, bee,
B,
ants,
BS.
as yeah, like
Yeah. S tier, S tier for ants. Yeah. Do you like bugs?
yes and no.
Yes
I
and no.
think bugs is a situational experience, first of all, and then also it depends on the bug. Like there's a few types of like beetles that I think are really pretty. Like they'll have certain coatings that are very shiny, or like my house in one summer there was a ladybug nest, and then just one day they
Mm.
all went out, and I just stood outside and there's just like cloud of ladybugs flying around. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. But then last night there was like this millipede centipede thing on the ceiling, and and my partner was like, I'm not going to sleep. I see that. Get rid of it. And so I had to like, I was getting ready to kill it, and they're like, but don't kill it. Put it outside. And so you have to get like the piece of paper and the cup, and you have to like balance the cup, and it's like if it falls and lands on my like wrist or something, I'm gonna panic. It's like I like bugs, but like if I ever have to like go up against them, not a fan.
And so then, if I'm getting this right, then like you're kind of saying like like something's like the worth of something can be determined by how pretty it is what you're saying.
On record, no. Let's get that out there.
You're saying visually, the visual appeal of something is what makes it cool.
But no. I like stick bugs. Those are on the they don't look great, but they're cool
Why? Because they're like skinny.
because they can blend in with their surroundings really well.
Wow. That's interesting. What's your best video and why?
Ooh, good question. Oh my God. Oh, I don't know. There's not like one video because like who I am is a combination of all these thoughts. You know what? I think it's my first video I ever posted. I
Your
think I
first
think
video.
if I had to go with something that really encapsulated me, it's just
I'm scrolling. Oh, it's called "This Is My Worst Video." Oh, Kuncan has disconnected. Uh oh. They got my man's. They went and got my man. L. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. We will miss him so much. I miss Conk and Dastner. Where did you go? Conk and Dastner. Duncan Kastner. Oh no. And now I'm alone. You're back.
I bought a new computer
You did.
and it's Windows, and I've never used Windows before.
Okay.
And this thing crashes on like a half day cycle. I don't know why. Can't figure it out.
That is an L. That
I
is
get a
an
blue screen for a half second and then it's like oop and then it's off. I don't even get to read the like frowny face like, "Oh, we're sorry."
Oh wow.
Anyway, I hope that didn't disrupt anything technically.
Not necessarily, no. You were in the middle of saying something. I think your microphone changed. You might want to double check the audio. Max Williams has aptly said in the chat, his audio sounds trash now, which I wouldn't have said that, but it has decreased in quality. I think it switched to like a webcam mic or something.
What about now?
Now it's back. Now it's back. It's crispy. It's clean.
It's
It sounds
this
great.
thing.
Yeah, you're using your.
It's absolutely that caught on and not my mic.
Oh, so that you had the mic in front of you.
Yeah, I got the.
Oh, it blended in with the black turtleneck.
Yeah, you'd never notice
Subtle.
until the computer crash.
Yeah, until the computer crashed, and I would have gotten away with it too. Yeah. So you were saying
Windows.
you were saying your first video is your best video, and it's a video
Yeah,
called
because
"This Is
it's
My Worst Video."
yeah, yeah.
Explain.
I think there's so much pressure when you start a YouTube channel and you want it to be good and you want people to like it, and you know that like for the first year it's not going to happen and like everything you do will be judged, scrutinized, and people want to pick on the guy with like little to nothing. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the first video out of the way. Just have it be dumb. Just upload it and then I can start working.
And then you had a series of videos with some folks named Frank and Duncan, which
Yes.
I assume Duncan is you. And so there's another young man named Frank. Then you had a
He
video
was
called
my college roommate. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Sounds good. Sounds like there's a lot of trauma there, but we don't have to go over that.
Oh no, I love the guy.
Okay.
I have a podcast with him. I like him a little.
I'm glad to hear that has a happy ending, that story. Then you had a video called "Star Wars is Gay Now," I think. So what inspired
Yes.
that one?
This was when I was getting ready to do commentary, but I was just like impulsive and mad. There's like a 2-second lesbian kiss in the very last Star Wars movie.
Okay.
And so I was doing a bit where it's like a frame by frame analysis, and it's like, yep, yeah, that's gay. I was like, for eons, Star Wars fans have wondered which one of these characters is gay. And finally, we have our answer. And
Mm.
I was being satirical. And then a lot of comments were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, a little
Yeah,
too early to be satirical.
the early ones are always like a real troubleshoot. I had an early one on here. One of the early ones that got traction was like a Gus Johnson commentary, which we came into contact at first through that. Um,
Yeah,
but not really. Like we kind of we
kind of.
just we brushed shoulders.
Right.
Um,
Ships passing.
we two ships passing in the night because I had done the video on that, and you had done a video, and you put my thumbnail in there. My ugly ass, horrendously lit thumbnail with my terrible mustache, which I had not. I had no pride, no sense of self worth, and that's the enduring image of me that lives on your channel.
Of all the people who I could have picked, I chose you.
You did. That made a
Also,
difference.
like, who cares? People were focused on other things.
Yeah, yeah. There were bigger things at play than that situation. I think. Max says that he found me after making his Gus Johnson video on his channel.
I
So
think a lot of YouTube commentary people find each other when they just talk about the same thing,
yeah,
and the algorithm's like, "Hey, you interested in this?"
yeah.
Because like I met a lot of people who are now like big YouTubers when we were all like 15K, 20K, like we still fighting in the trenches. I mean, it's all trenches. Spoiler alert. Um, but like when you grow channels with the same people, it's like you're graduating class and you find each other by talking about the same things, and it's like, oh, this is interesting to you too. Like that's great. It's interesting to me, and then just I like it. I like the collaborative parts of YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's one of the fun parts. It's also a little bit scary,
Hmm. Hmm.
because while I like, you know, while I like kind of meeting people, I've also been on the internet long enough to kind of know that sometimes meeting people online can be a crapshoot. One may say
It's a good way of putting it.
it
Yeah.
can be a crapshoot being in online spaces and places.
Because even if you like someone, you're only liking what they're showing, right? Like
Mm,
you can't like the whole person. You can
right.
like who they are online, but like maybe they throw trash at an orphanage in their
Right.
free time. I don't know.
Let's talk about some of the people that are showing their best sides and potentially hiding their orphanage throwing. Some folks in online spaces, and just give me your thoughts on them. Just
Yeah,
give
let me just
some hot
burn all
takes.
of my bridges and just like name
Hottest
names.
take you got about whoever, like about the following channels. Okay. Henry James Miller.
I like him.
It's nice. Nice guy. Never met him.
I think we're either I'd have to look. That's a really familiar name. I might be mixing him up with one other person. I feel so bad. That's really bad. I'm either in a group chat with them or we've spoke on Twitter. It's one of those. It's the three names. If you have three names, it's hard for me to keep track.
This is a lot. This is a lot. I hope he doesn't see this. No, I'm
Oh
just
God.
kidding. Noah Samson. Thoughts on Noah Samson? Two names, so not as hard.
Yes, thank you. I can track that. Um, Noah Samson. I He subscribed to my channel when I was around 15K and he was at 4K.
I said Henry
And
James Miller is Harry James.
that's you
I was so elaborate.
indication. No,
Damn
I'm
it.
kidding.
Shit.
Um,
He did a really good video on. Shit, he had a really good video out recently.
yes. the Cole Sprouse,
Cole
the
Sprouse,
interview.
this Cole Sprouse video was so funny.
So it's a winner. Got me hooked.
Got him. Noah Samson.
No, Samson. We both started talking when we were relatively small channels, but like again, we talked about the same thing, and then he DM'd me. He's like, "Hey, I really liked your video on it, on this topic." Then I watched his. I'm like, "I really liked your video on this topic,"
Mm-hmm.
and then we just kept in touch. Turns out he lives like an hour away from me.
Mm.
So, well, at the time, and so like we got to meet in person and hang out, and it was weird. Like we got coffee with like another YouTuber that you met on the internet, and I don't know. I always really liked him. He's very soft spoken, but like when he talks, it's always good. He's very funny.
It's very funny, very insightful.
I'm
Very nice.
happy he's blown up the way he has.
Very nice person. Very cool person. Jesse Gender. Do you know Jesse Gender?
I know of Jesse Gender. We have not spoken.
Yeah,
but
I've
I
not
think
spoken with Jesse either.
There's, God, there's just some people who just become lightning rods for so much bullshit. And Jesse Gender, with the whole J.K. Rowling, Hogwarts Legacy, transphobia, all that perfect storm,
Yeah.
and it all got directed. Just
Yeah, some people. Yeah, it's really a very, really horrifying kind of part of the internet is that you just never know when shit is gonna be all on your, like, people are gonna be all on your head, like paying a lot of attention to you for at least partially for reasons, sometimes fully for reasons that you don't want.
Yeah. And then they'll go back and pay attention to all of your other stuff, and it's like, oh no, I didn't plan for this. And
Yeah.
Weird.
Duncan, sounds like you got a lot of things that you need to get off your chest.
Really? What do you mean?
Just sounds like you might, have some thoughts about these things. Like,
Can you be more specific?
just like are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm always okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the answer I give.
Yeah.
Right. That high pitched noise, like
Yeah, people get higher pitched the more uncertain they are of the answer.
exactly.
It's a beautiful tendency of the human race.
It's a good tell.
It is a good tell. What's a historical fact that you like?
I really like that Plymouth Rock is just so tiny. This is more of a fun fact, but it's like they talk about it. It's like this huge boulder, this massive thing that like, oh, we got here, we did it, and then you see a picture of it, and it's like a bowling ball sized rock with a fence around it, and you're like, the hell? Come on, look up Plymouth Rock. You'll see.
I'm doing so right now.
Everyone in chat, open up a second.
That is a regular ass rock.
It's just a rock.
That is fully a rock that with 1620 on it.
But like historical fact, I like that cats domesticated themselves. I like how they were like, "Hey, you got rats, we'll eat the rats," and then they kept us around.
It's like, yeah, you feed me, I eat the rats.
Yeah. I'm gonna
kill the
stay in your
rats.
house, by the way. And like, yeah.
You got some lodging. There's a lot of space for me. You just
And
need.
people were just like, okay, yeah.
Just give me a litter, like a place I could shit. Give me stuff I could eat, and things I can stand on that I could look at, like look on the top. You know what? You don't even have to give me that. I'll just climb on your couch. Don't worry about it. I'll make it work. Just the food
then
part.
I'll claw up the couch and then like look at you like, what did you expect? And they'll knock something over.
Just
and
what I
you'll get
do.
mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they never hit it on one time either. It's always just like.
It's multiple attempts, and then you're like, it's on purpose now.
Yeah, it's like I know exactly what you're trying to do, and you're doing it to spite me. Very spiteful people. Just very spiteful.
Yeah.
Cats.
Can't stand them.
Fuck cats. Jeez. My cat is somewhere around here listening, like, oh yeah, motherfucker, I'm about to knock over your Neosporin.
Yeah, I'm lucky. My cat rival is on a different floor.
Cats have a very adversarial dynamic with you. They'll just like be your friend and also like your arch nemesis, and you have to just kind of deal with it
It's a coin flip every day.
every
It's one or
day,
the other.
every moment.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like one moment they're sleeping with you, like your besties, you're cuddling. The next moment they're like whacking your face. It's like you have a
Right.
laceration under your eyebrow. It's like, how did this get here?
I was worried about doing this because the my cat is famously loud and won't stop screaming. Like in my past few videos since I've moved in with my partner, just meow, loud interruptions. And like for a long-term call, I was like, "Oh my God, like
Yeah,
please
yeah.
be asleep."
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
The cat has remained quiet
Love
and
that cat.
humble. Love that cat. Love that cat.
Yeah, great guy.
When when you started doing commentary videos,
Hmm.
did you see it getting to where it is now? Could you have pictured this?
I wanted it. I knew. Okay, that makes it
I
sound like I'm gonna.
want it all.
It's gonna make it sound like I'm gonna do like a sports speech. Like I wanted it and I fought for it.
Yeah, I picked myself
I
up by my bootstrap.
exactly. I forget who said it, but I remember watching another YouTuber who was like commending a third YouTuber who had just gotten to a certain subscriber level, and the YouTuber in question was saying like, "That's incredible! Like it took me 10 years to get to that much," and it struck me because it's like, yeah, we're all gonna like probably end up in a similar spot. It's gonna take us different amounts of time.
Hmm.
Depends on who sticks with it. You know, when you decide to stop, how much you want to fight for it, how often you do it. I I don't know. I think when I started, I was like, I'm a 10 years kind of guy. Like it's gonna take me a long time to like meet to get to the people who were inspiring me to do it.
Mm.
And I had a few lucky moments and years of unlucky moments. And yeah, I think 100K was my like supernova level achievement. Like once I hit that, I was kind of like, I'm good from here. Like I'm gonna keep doing this, like hopefully earn a living from it, but like I don't want to like hit 200K that bad. Like it's just
You're on your way. You're getting
yeah,
there.
that is true. Yeah.
You're getting there, and then you 250K. That's a quarter of a
Oh
million.
God. At some
It's a
point it's
quarter
like
of a million.
am I not niche anymore? Like oh no.
No, I think you stop being niche after like 2 million. Cause like a million subscribers, like it's a lot, but like relative to like
But there's a
the,
lot of people.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
people online, and like there's motherfuckers that got a million subscribers. You have no idea who they are. Like tons of them. Um,
Yeah, you look at the channel, it's like you can't even tell what's happening. It's like, all right.
it's like, dude, are you killing people on here? Like it's just it was,
You're doing something right, I
so it's
guess.
something. Yeah, yeah. Commentary wise, if you get a million subscribers, like on this space, on this side of YouTube, then yeah, you're the shit. Like you're the biggest channel ever.
If you're left leaning and like pretty progressive in what you're saying, a
You're
million
not gonna get to a
subscribers.
million subscribers. That's just
Yeah,
not
you'd
happening.
have to scrounge up a lot of people.
You better
But
get some
like,
centrist ass moves. Like you better just start complimenting Hillary Clinton on your motherfucking channel, motherfucker. If you want a million subscribers, you got to work
yeah,
for this.
I'll get to 800 and I'll stagnate. I'm like, oh, I'm with her. I'm with her. Let's go, people.
Hey
No, but like
guys, have you ever thought
if
about
you're,
voting? Yeah.
oh, it's just that's something, especially for commentary. It's like subscribers almost subconsciously equals the amount of people who agree with you. And it's like
Mm,
how it's almost a badge of like how bolstered your arguments are.
mm,
And I don't like that because I don't agree with it. But
mm.
yeah, there is some kind of like instinctual, oh, a lot of people like this guy. And then,
I just got.
uh-oh, what?
I just got because Aliza said ContraPoints, and I was like, oh yeah, like I guess like the million subscribers thing, and I remember that ContraPoints is like in a Hillary Clinton documentary, and I was like, oh shit, that's crazy. I was not lying.
She's tweeted about it though in a kind of vague way, right? Like she's kind of been like, I'm in it, but like, come on, guys.
I guess so. I mean,
I don't know.
I have no idea the level of which she's like happy about it, but I know she's in it. And
If you
like,
asked me to be in a Hillary Clinton documentary, I'm saying yes. I want to figure out what's going on.
I'm just like, I'm just here to like see. I'm just here for the coffee.
Showing up to set, sipping a bev, just being like, "Hey, where's Hill?"
Like, what can I get away with saying in this documentary? What are they gonna keep?
Right. What won't they cut out? Yeah.
Oh, won't they cut out this mother? They'll find a way, man. Like, listen,
Yeah.
there is a value to not being that famous. There definitely is. There's a value to being like pretty famous, like famous enough to like get your bills paid, like consistently,
Mm-hmm.
but not so famous that motherfuckers harass you.
Right. You want to
Which
get to
isn't always a
point where,
fame
like,
thing, but like, yeah.
that's true. But like you want to get to a point where like you don't worry about ordering extra sides with your food. But like then you'll get to a point where like people start mailing you things and it's like, oh, okay. Uh-oh.
Anthrax. Yeah.
Oh my God. At the last apartment I lived in, I had someone in my lobby just approach me and be like, "Hey, I just wanted to say I really love your videos. Like I recognized the layout of your apartment from mine and just I love what you do. You're really cool." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then like 5 minutes later,
You recognize the layout of my apartment?
I hope I don't ever say something you disagree with.
Just come. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They know. They know.
Duncan, open up.
They just post an address and all of a sudden.
They send you mail, yeah. Yeah. I got people. I
Yeah.
had somebody come up to me in my workplace, and it was like, "Oh,
Really?
yeah, this is cool." Yeah, because I work in a college, and it's like, oh, this is it. This is what I want, and also, oh,
But also, oh.
but also, oh.
Yeah.
Wait a
Every time
minute.
it's happened to me, it's funny because it's just so ridiculous.
It's so
and
silly, isn't it?
it's so nice. I got approached on the bus once by someone. Like, I thought they were trying to like sit next to me on an open seat, but then they were talking to me and I had my mask on. So I'm like, "What are you saying?" And they're like, "I really love your videos." I'm like, "Oh,
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
it's the sweetest."
It's cool. I think I've barely gotten those. Obviously it happens more and more as you get more viewers and stuff. But
I'm up
I
to
think
4.
I think the big one is like when it'll happen. I'm waiting for it to happen when I'm with friends, so that they could be like, "Oh shit, Elliot! Oh shit!"
I am worried about that time when like
They're gonna
other people get
roast.
to. The
Oh,
most recent one was the waitress at like my family brunch outing. Like my whole family got to see this lady being like, "Hi, I'm so sorry, but do you make internet videos?"
internet videos.
She really sweet. It was really great meeting her. And as soon as she left, like my whole family looks over at me
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Mr. Rockstar."
Yeah,
famous."
I need that to happen in front of my mom so that she leaves me alone. Like, so that she stops suggesting that I go get a job like at the bank
Exactly.
or something.
You got to arrange the right people to be there.
I
at
gotta
the right
call
time.
somebody. Yeah, yeah. Gotta call
Mom,
somebody.
get here quick. You don't move.
You. Hey, listen to me.
Right.
Let me film you. Tell me what you were telling me on the. I'll put you on my channel.
You're trying to get the voice recording app open. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
What'd you say? I
what's
couldn't hear
up?
you.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, what I want to close on, I want to have like a little segment.
Okay.
Because there's some folks in the chat that watch our channels that want to do commentary stuff as well, but maybe they feel for one way or the other that they're having some trouble getting it going. And I know that there's degrees to which like advice is silly, but there's also degrees to which there's a lot of practical stuff that you can point out and see like this will help, like this will get you more views, like we mentioned like the week thing or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Um, so let's build what let's offer the. I wish I had like a screen, like a cool like segment screen. Let's
Yeah.
give the chat. Let's it's time for it. Build a channel. So
Build that
build
channel.
that channel. Um, um, build that channel is a show that's brought to you by Skillshare. What we're gonna do. So let's say like first we'll start with the channel name.
Hmm.
What do you think works well for a YouTube channel name?
Well, are we talking commentary specifically?
Yeah.
Because it should revolve around whoever's giving the commentary. So, like, it should include at least your first name, but then you don't want to give too much out, like
Yeah.
your full name, but with two letters switched. Very
Yeah, that
stupid
sounds like a
idea.
dumbass idea, honestly.
People will crack the code. Yeah.
Very easily.
Um, pick your first name and then some kind of, because people will recognize a name, right, when they see a channel. And if you can hit them with a word that they weren't expecting, or like
Mm.
Duncan's.
Donuts. Whoa.
Well, now you're asking me to make a new channel. It's like I already worked on this one.
Dunkin's
Um,
Donuts. Yeah.
no, I had a mutual. Her name was Mika SF, and she changed it to Mika's Rhetoric. And
Hmm.
I think that kind of like, you don't need to put your last name up there because, like, again, if you're a smaller channel, people are going to shit on you because they can.
Hmm.
And if you leave your last name out of it, but like figure out part two and make part one's your name, you get people in, and then you get them with part two. This is
Yeah.
bad advice.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. I do think it, as long as the name is like readable and like not hard to read upon first
Don't
viewing.
like mistype things. Yeah.
Yeah, like try to make it like a little clearer. That will help.
And
And like
don't call yourself like drama alert because you're never going to pop up in any like search
yeah, drama
recommendation.
problem, drama time. Yeah, no,
Hey,
it's
I'm
just.
Mr. Drama. It's like,
Hey, what's up? It's Drama Daddy, and today we're gonna talk about what Shane Dawson did.
oh no, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Drama Daddy is actually a
There's
great
at
name
least
for a
10
channel.
people rushing right now to go make sure.
Fucking Drama Daddy. Somebody just got Chat GBT to write this fucking script as well.
God damn.
Damn it. Next thing, subject matter. How do you approach subject matter in a way that will get your channel popping?
I
Like, what kind of
think,
subjects should you do?
yeah, it's tricky because you shouldn't do what I do because my my poison is I see something and then I have an opinion and then it never leaves my head. And it's like, I'm talking about it. Sorry. Sorry if the algorithm doesn't care. I would, first of all, if you're just starting, keep the videos to like 8 to 10 minutes. Don't put like all of your energy into like a 20-minute video when you're just starting because that's such a hard way to like learn the ropes. I think small opinions that you can elaborate on are
Mm.
probably your best bet. You spend a couple minutes thinking about what someone would say against your point, reason with it, throw in a few jokes. That's a
Mm.
commentary channel.
That's fair. Yeah, I think that's definitely like a efficient way to just like put some videos out there. Make
Yeah,
sure it's if it's not too long, but it's long enough to where people will be like, I can binge this or I can throw this on the background. That's always
exactly.
helpful.
And I
Um,
would say doing the one for me, one for them method, where it's like do something that's topical that
that's
like people are searching for, but then do one that you want.
yeah,
And like if you can keep that rotation going, I think that's ideal. I'm still trying to do that.
yeah. Yeah, that's a kind of a good pattern. Like having patterns with that, well, like so you can balance your different interests with the channel will help you sort of sort through what you like doing and what you don't like doing.
Yeah.
Thumbnails are something that everybody's always very particular about, or like confused about. So like, what's your approach? How do you get them done?
I edit my thumbnails on my phone.
Okay.
I have a photo editing app,
Okay.
and my big sweaty fingers just have to drag this outline. I have to cut out an influencer from a background of a photo and then save them as a sticker and then post the sticker on another. Like, I'm probably not the best
What are your
pirate
well
photo.
conceptually? What are you trying to go for?
Right. First of all, pirate Photoshop and then just learn that.
R.
Conceptually, you want to keep it simple. I think a clustered and like busy thumbnail, they work, but it has to be very specific if you're trying to just do
Yeah.
something broad. My friend Chad, she got it down
My friend
perfectly.
Chad. Whoa.
Well, okay.
Whoa. Flex. Yeah. A.
That's not what I'm we were like in part of the, oh, we're both around this 40K mark, like let's talk. And then
And then
obviously
things happen and
it's like,
we don't talk
oh, okay.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
No, we still talk, but like
Oh, good.
barely, because it's like I can't imagine how busy she is
Yeah.
hanging out with Jarvis Johnson. No, I'm kidding.
Cooler
But
versions of us.
her whole thumbnail style that she's doing now is like them in the middle, right? You have yourself there so
Yep.
people know who they're going to be talking to.
Yep.
And then just two effective elements of the video. I think that's, if you're looking for something simple and easy, I think doing a version of that is
That's
probably
that's why I told Deny. Like when Deny does my thumbnails as well, and we kind of work through it conceptually. And like worst comes to worst, I'm just like, let's chat it. Like chat has been such a
not to say
reliable.
that not to say that Chad like
No, it's
doesn't
genius.
do like
The whole
it's
point is that it's just
really
like a
smart.
really effective way to do a simple and good thumbnail. I do find that like my better thumbnails. Well, first of all, my better thumbnails is because it just Deny just like goes into genius mode. Like Deny just goes into like Sherlock mode and just like goes
Right.
and then like the fucking We Are Lonely one is just crazy. Like I just love that thumbnail so much. Um, but like also like some of my biggest videos like the authoritarian parenting one, we were kind of making that thumbnail like Denia was making it kind of like this, like not enthusiastic about it. I guess I'll say, which is just I don't know
Sure,
how the
yeah.
fuck I'm gonna get this stupid TikTok multiple times and this like how am I gonna show the motion of the thing throwing down and like then she like drew some question marks on me, and it's like oh, in a month like it got some great views and it was like as long as it's
Yeah.
clear, like there's visible stuff that the people can see. That's the biggest thing that they're always saying, especially like text
Mhm.
should be like I need to be able to
Don't use
read
too much text. Yeah.
unless
Make
it's
it
like
legible,
like if you want
clear.
people to read the text, it should be like yes, like legible, clear, and like not too much.
Yeah.
If you want the text to be like an effect, like I like there's a couple of ones where we've done like groups of different thumbnails in the background, and then you can
Mm.
see like certain keywords like on some of the text, but you
Oh
don't really see
yeah.
it. Like the time management one, you can see like
It's
how
good
I manage
design.
my time with Ali Abdal there, and then you can kind of see like there's also other similar ones, but you're only reading. The point is like where did the people's eyes go when they see the thumbnail?
Right. Absolutely.
Because that
I would,
informs what they're gonna watch.
yeah. Look at what creators like Mr. Beast does and then just do that minus 99%.
Do
It's like,
that
oh,
like
he's
yeah,
using a lot of primary colors. I'll do that too. And it's like,
like
there you go.
oh like this is bright.
Right. It's
I
like,
like
oh, a
bright.
red arrow is pointing here. I'll just instead put the focus towards there and then
Yeah, the most
just
Mr. Beastie I've gotten is just like I'll do a pose and then you just kind of put some things around it that like, but it
exactly.
works. Like it really like there's some thumbnails
Yeah,
we
it's
have,
effective. He didn't invent it, but he's pretty good at it.
and the thing is you could get some crazy good views with some shitty ass thumbnails. Like I'm
That's
really,
true.
it's really, the ideal is obviously that you have a beautiful thumbnail and then a beautiful video that
Right.
everything's great.
Provocative.
But yeah, but you can't necessarily guarantee that, nor do you want to hold yourself to this crazy standard all the time.
And if
So,
you get that random rogue thumbnail that's just so weird
hmm
and people love it, there's nothing to learn from it because it's like it'll never happen again. Like
yeah,
everyone gets one.
yeah, it's attention. Like it's an attention thing. For a long time, I was like, I can't get a video to get a lot of views if I'm in the thumbnail. Like I was doing the thumbnail strictly to be like the pictures of the thing.
Sure,
Um,
yeah.
that was my complex about it. And then the Gen Z is traumatized video was like me in there, but like I was I was barely in that bit. Like I was in it, but like I was doing this like pose, not even looking at the camera. So it was kind of like it kind of made it look like I was like a character in the thing. And then people
Yeah,
clicked on it and they're like,
that's
"Oh,
true.
he's the dude. That's the guy. He's the one who's gonna talk."
He's the
Um,
guy from the thumbnail.
that's the guy. Oh shit, that's the guy from the thumbnail.
What's he
And
doing here?
he
Whoa.
talks. Whoa, he's wow. He should do more of these.
Oh, it's so funny.
That's the dude from the thumbnail. um, have like a bare face. Be cute. If you're cute,
Oh my
like
god.
that solves a lot of issues. I'm not, and like cute is not even like a physical. It's not even like
Right, right.
well, it's
If
like a physical thing, but it's not like
if
a
you can
way that your
feel
face
if you can feel cute and communicate it through your eyes.
could just communicate through your vibe, like your like just have like a cool like vibe, like it doesn't matter if you're ugly as shit. Like if you think you might think you're really ugly, but like if you like if you're like if you shave, or like if you like have like a cool like hair
Right.
thing and you feel cute, you got like a nice little shirt on, you hit one of those and
Yeah.
then
Pump
it's like
yourself up before you do it.
just like, I'm good, I'm beautiful, I'm cool.
Right. Everyone looks like me. Just do it.
Yeah, you wanna just be a character in the thumbnail, basically.
Yeah.
An interesting character that somebody might want to listen to, which is a strange thing, but like just like a character, right? Like you're playing a character for your thumbnail.
That's
Um,
true.
and then the background will just be the signifiers of the topic, basically.
God, yeah.
But then
I thought
after
you meant like,
what were you gonna say?
oh, go on. I was gonna say like room backgrounds are tough. Like I have never been able to get a room background that I love. Oh, sorry, I just realized it's like super dark.
Oh, yeah.
Because like right now, this is the room I moved into, and it's like so scattered, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh no, what corner am I gonna film in? Do I film without like the lights on? Because then I need to get like a ring light on my face.
understood. Yeah, it's
I think if you can just ignore it, to be honest, any background works. If it doesn't interfere with what you're saying, anything works. Go for it. Because spending time like stressing about it will take years off your life.
yeah, the title like avoid stress, and like that doesn't mean like don't do things because
Right.
they will stress you out. The thing that's stressing you out is when it comes to like your creative process, the thing that's usually stressing you out is you. It's you know half the time, like there's people out here that are making these videos that suck and they're getting a lot of views.
It's because they're confident.
And you
It's
have to have a lot of confidence, basically. And if you think you don't have confidence, you just haven't tapped into it. You just don't realize it's
right.
there.
Or you pretend.
That's the thing. It's like you pretend, and then your brain goes like it's like
Oh yeah.
pretending to eat. It's like, oh, I guess I'm I guess I'll pretend like I'm hungry and I'll start eating. It's not like your stomach is gonna be like, oh, this is just for show. We're not really doing this. Like your stomach is gonna eat. Like if you pretend to be
Right.
confident, you're gonna actually be confident. There's not really a tangible difference. So yes, like pretend, like tell yourself what you're pretending. Tell yourself that like I am actually the shit. Whatever you need to tell yourself, but just like be confident, right? Like be like, yeah, whatever I do is gonna be great. I know exactly what I have to do. I'm gonna follow the XYZ principle. I'm gonna talk about
Yeah.
this topic. Like that's what got me in a good position, was when I was like, I'm gonna kill it with this one. Like I know if I put these four cheating white men on the thumbnail with a white
Be like,
background,
ooh,
and
we're
that
cooking up something good with this.
my title My title secret is just like I always try to make it a declarative sentence. Just like I always wanted it to be
That's
like
pretty good.
blank is blank, right? Like we need this. This has to be this. This is this, right? I don't like to do like the blank of blank, right?
Right.
The hype. What a lot of people make it work, but like I
If
don't.
I was doing like a 40-minute thing and it's like, all right, giving it like a title like seems
Yeah,
warranted, but
yeah.
yeah.
It works. Generally, the algorithm like I won't even say the algorithm favors like people click more on videos that like have a title that's like a statement. So
Something they can
that's
either agree or disagree with. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So then they're like, and then they see the character on the thumbnail. Oh, who's that? Who's that person?
Do I agree with that guy?
Do I have to
It's
agree with
like,
that guy? And then when you make the video, I mean, people are always like, make a good video, right? Which is just an interesting thing to sort of discuss before we go. Like,
right.
w-
What makes a video good?
yeah, I'll go first
Yeah, please do.
and sort of elaborate on some things that I
Because I don't
think.
have any answers. I mean, you've seen my work. Go for it.
Oh, jeez. God, it's the worst. I I think well for obviously this is a subjectivity thing, right? And people are gonna your video could be awesome, but some people might think it sucks, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you know it's a subjectivity thing, then there's a reason why people in marketing will like to go with the like like your audience persona. Like
Hmm.
people come up with that a lot because it's like it's true. It's like think about what kind of person is gonna watch this video and like it, right? Like what's the kind of
Right.
person like is this like 17-year-olds who go on TikTok a lot and think white girls are cute, like want to be friends with a cool new white girl will click on this video or whoever you are, like if you're a white girl, if whatever you want to do. um I don't know. The more I elaborated on that, the worse it felt.
I
uh
love the general idea of like, if you see a white girl, just be friends with her.
some people are just looking for white girls, like people are out here like trying to find some white girls to listen to. So let's say you're a white girl and you're
Oh,
like, okay, well, I'm gonna
fine.
let me try this again.
I guess I'll do YouTube because I'm born for it. All
I am
right.
a white girl after all. Jenna Marbles. So let me try this again.
Yeah.
um,
No worries.
what you wanna be able to do is just know, like, think about a kind of person that exists and that likes to watch a certain type of video,
Hmm.
and
Right.
then just aim for that person to like whether it's with the thumbnail, the title, and all these different things. When you're making your video, just try to think about them and like what they want. That's what that works for me because like in terms of like like this external success, that tends to be what works, right? Like just like if you were to go to give like a speech in front of a class,
Mhm.
you think about how you're gonna word it so that the kids in the class know what like they are gonna like want to listen to it. You think about like
Right.
who they are and like what's gonna make them interested and what's gonna bore them.
What's gonna hold their attention? Yeah.
Versus if you give the speech to like some older people or like your professors or whatever, it's a similar thing. If your target audience is a specific type of person, then you aim for that, and
Yeah.
you sort of think about who that person is, you study that, and then you go for that. So that's the way that you render that in a way that makes it like effective. I
Hmm.
like to talk about effective more than like good or bad.
Yeah.
Not that there's not objectively good or bad things. Obviously,
Hmm.
like Kuncan is like objectively a really good YouTuber, but if you talk about like I don't know, like my video is not good enough. Just think about like if like who is it that you want to be watching your video, and then watch your video and think about like would they want to watch this? Is it too long? Am I rambling too much? Am I rambling in a way that like sounds good? Like it can get really existential and really weird. So sometimes you might not have to. You might want to like chill, but you also
Right.
want to think about the small adjustments you can make so that you can more and more like just aim for the audience that you're aiming for, and the audience is just you.
Hmm.
Like if you just like I just want to make videos that I like, then that makes it really simple. But it also means that if you want to come to somebody and be like, why am I not getting enough views? you've made a certain agreement, you know, like you've made a certain
Yeah.
deal with yourself that you're gonna make videos that only you like, and it turns out only you like them, you know, and then it just so happens.
I think the advice that gets used a lot is make the type of content you want to see.
Right.
And I think that is good advice to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
but you can end up in an echo chamber where it's just like, I want to see this. I would do this. I want this. And when you're trying to connect with other people, you have to consider what other people will gravitate to or be interested in. I think the advice there is just don't think like all you need is one video to take off and then you've made it, right? Like, and then that's what you do. Think of every video as like a stepping stone. You're trying to cross this big ass dumb river, and you get a stepping stone with each video, and you just get a little bit further each time, right? If you do a video that gets a few audience members that you don't agree with, or like it doesn't get a whole lot of views, just try to beat it with your next video, right? Like try it again. And if you get a little bit further, that's good. If you get a little bit behind, that's not bad. Because there's still a stepping stone behind you,
Right.
right? Just try your best to pick. Well, now the metaphor is falling apart because you want to pick the right stones that aren't going to like tumble away based on your foot shape. I almost had it.
There
It
was
was
things
almost.
happening there. There was a lot happening there, but I think we could feel where you were coming from. We can
Yeah,
do like
that's
a
good.
couple quick hits from the with the chat and like engage the
Yeah,
chat before
I'd
we
love
go.
that.
Freddie Gormack Smith, longtime supporter, asks, "What would your advice be for dealing with academic stress, particularly with procrastination, as it's a particular difficult thing for me? A
Ooh.
lot of my anxiety comes from external performance." You got thoughts on that?
Oh man, I was going to say like what level of academics, but like it's all of it. I get it. I
Mm,
think for procrastination, I think you just have to recognize that like you probably know that you're going to do your best work under stress, and so you push it off to the very last minute, and then you think, okay, now whatever it ends up being is perfect. I think for me, what's been effective is I think it's called the Pomodoro method, where
mm,
you set an hour timer, you work for an hour, and then once it's off, you set it again, and you just don't do it for an hour,
mm-hmm.
and then it goes off. You return, just chunk by chunk. And I know that won't help necessarily with procrastination, but it will help you get at least a little bit more done. But yeah, God, procrastination and me, we are nemesis. Like I'm pretty bad at it too.
Well, the way I like to think about it is, and this is something that I sort of conceptualize in understanding how people conceptualize ADHD and sort of some of the scientific sort of discussion of it is, it's like your brain needs motivation to do something. The
Right.
motivation, like, it will be, and there's like this motivation and there's doubt, right? And those are sort of contrasting forces. And so if you have doubts about the things that you do, you're gonna want to do them less. um, and so a lot of the times we procrastinate just because we have a lot of doubts that we will get it done well, that we need to do it right now, that it's worth it, that you will be able to do it well, like I said that already, that you'll be able to like focus, that you'll be able to like, that you should be doing that instead of something else, right? Like all these different doubts and concerns come into our head, and then when something is
Mhm.
imperative, then all those doubts kind of have to go away because there's no choice other than to get the thing done. And then you realize, oh shit, I did it. It came out great. And I was great. And then this, for some reason, the stupid ass lesson we get from that is like, I need to procrastinate more. I'm only
Right.
good at things when I procrastinate. And it's like,
And repeat,
and I
right?
will
It's
just
just
go through that horrible process again. And it's like, not necessarily. Like, you know, sometimes if that, like, if you're cool with that, fine, deal with that stress. I'm not going to tell you no. But the whole thing is that your brain just has a deficit of motivation versus doubt. So there's two
mhm.
things you can do. One thing is to just clear the doubts from your head. There's no reasonable way to do that. You'll figure it out. Just be like, I'm the shit. Just tell yourself you're the shit and everything's going to work out great.
It works for some people, yeah.
It works for everybody, low key. It's just the people, most people are too self conscious to do that. I don't think it's worth like being self-conscious. Like, just believe in yourself. You've done good things before. You know that you're smart. You know all these things about yourself. Like,
Yeah,
and if
you're
you
your
don't,
own best teammate, so you got to work together.
exactly. And if you don't know that, then shut up. Like, you're lying. You're cool. You're cool. You're smart. Like, shut up. And like, also just like create things that build the motivation. So like, find like one of the things that made me better at procrastinating was how nice I felt when I got something done early, or like at least got some steps done early. I would be like,
Right.
damn, I got that done already.
Like, oh, that feels good too.
Wow, that feels really good.
Oh,
And I only needed to
yeah.
do like a couple pages, and I already gave myself such a big head start. And then sometimes the hyperfixation kicks in too, where it's like, what if I did more? And then all of a sudden you're like done with the whole thing 2 weeks early. So just know that your brain needs motivation to do anything, and figure out how to there's something called neuroplasticity. Like, the brain does not control you, you control the brain as well. It's a dual process. So just change, like, just do little things that like make your brain work, like as if your brain is a different person from you. If you were trying to motivate your cat to stop pissing outside of the litter, there's different ways you could. I don't know how you do that, actually. I don't know how to train cats, but like,
Training cats was a tough metaphor.
it's a hard one. If you want to motivate somebody to like hang out with you, you could be like, oh, I'll come closer to you, right? Like, or you'll find different ways to motivate like your brain to be like, oh, this is a good idea.
Right.
That is like the key. You just have to stop seeing like your thoughts as who you are. We are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are things that happen within us.
Mm-hmm.
Was there another thing that Julian's in the chat too. Oh, hi, Julian. Hello
Hi,
to everybody
Julian.
who has come by. Zatzman's here. So many great folks in the chat that can't come by tonight. I think that's about it. I think there's just we covered so much. We've covered a vast ocean of topics tonight,
Yeah.
and
There's a good list of questions you had.
I did not list most of them. They were just, I was
Oh.
shooting from the hip generally, but that's because I wanted to be in the moment with you. I didn't want to structure too much ahead of
Here
time.
on this tropical beach, just this moment, the two of us.
Having this, just look at us. Look how far we've come. On this beach.
One arm disappearing.
Look at yeah. Oh, that yeah. There you go. Yeah. This is a great chat. This is a great chat, Kuncan.
Oh, the cat's knocking over things.
Yeah, this is good timing, huh? It was great talking to you.
Yes. Yes, thank you for this. I had a great time. Anytime you want me back,
All right, tomorrow.
I'll do it.
No, okay. We'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
Don't be a stranger. And thank you everybody for coming.
Bye everyone. Thank you. I hope this was entertaining.
It was.
Aww.